Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Gervais, and I'm the Director of Student Life. And thank you for watching our question and answer session. Here with me today are some student ambassadors who are going to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Elwen. I'm from Portland and I'm in 12th grade.
Hi, I'm Isla. I am from Freeport, and I am in 10th grade this year.
Hi, I'm JP. I am from Raymond and I am in 12th grade this year.
Hi, I'm Liam. I'm from Wyndham, and I'm in 10th grade.
So why did each of you choose to come to Baxter? Elwen, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so my older brother went to Baxter first, so I learned a lot about it through him, and I decided I really liked the agency I would have over my classes, being able to choose to take classes that interested me, and having different options that would give me the same knowledge while letting me focus on specific areas that interested me made me feel like I'd get more out of my education and feel more motivated in all my classes.
For me, it was learning. What drawed me to Baxter was learning through experience and a lot of projects that were a lot of hands-on stuff, which got me interested in Baxter. But the big part that got me to stay was the community in Baxter, like talking to everyone, making friends, having those relationships with teachers that I never got before, which was amazing.
I'm interested in biology and specifically veterinary science as a continuing education route after high school. And I just felt that I was going to have much more academic opportunities and opportunities to be supported through school doing internships and things like that.
Yeah, I've done Boy Scouts with JP for some time now, and I found out about it through him. He was and one of the other scouts has an older sister who goes to Baxter, so through both of them, I was like, this sounds like a really awesome place and a great community. So I'm definitely happy I left Wyndham.
Great. The next question is, what makes Baxter unique?
I think certainly the amount of opportunities for hands-on learning, just having, for example, access to like actual hands-on tools, having a fab lab, a CNC, there's a dark room at the school. You just have all these opportunities to actually try things out with your own hands. And these are skills that you're not just going to forget once you close a textbook. These are things that help you throughout life and really prepare you much better for the real world.
Yeah, like everything, Ellen just said, and also again is the community, because it's it's a lot of kids from so many different places, and they're all coming to one place. So it's a lot of differing like opinions, differing personalities, which is what makes Baxter so amazing, is that you get to interact with all those people. It's very good, very good.
Yeah, I think similar to what a lot of people have been saying, I think the community is really great, that especially because the majority of people have been chosen to come there. People don't really feel like they're being forced to for the most part. But I also think that the teachers are a huge part of that, that all the teachers want to be teachers at this school. And I think that they are a huge part of the community and just foster a very different relationship with students that's a lot more equal than I've experienced at my sending school.
Personally, I think one of the most unique, is that a word, things about Baxter's Flex Friday, the opportunities that Flex Friday gives to you, whether that's learning a new skill or going to intern or trying to figure out a new like online program. It's just crazy. And there's so much cool stuff that you can do with that time if you choose to do it like correctly.
Yeah, certainly having so much time to dedicate to a project that you're really interested in and passionate about, and getting to design your own project and learn how to manage time and how to really guide yourself is a really helpful part of Baxter. I agree.
What are some Flex Friday projects that all of you have done?
So I was part of the school's robotics team for 2 years. And so with that, we participated in the first robotics competition, FRC, and that was really incredible as far as team building goes, and learning how to do lots of engineering focused things, but also a lot of the leadership and interacting with other people and compromising and cooperating. And since then, I've also been doing various art projects for Flex Friday.
I've been for the first 2 years working on different games from like the computer science group that we have, and then in for the past year and this year actually I've been working on writing my own book to get published hopefully by the end of this year, which is a lot of fun to have teachers trust you with picking that schedule for yourself. Like, what are you going to do this week? What are you going to do the next week? So you really learn how to either lead if you're like the leader of a group, or if you're working solo, you learn how to set that time for yourself to what are you going to work on. And those skills have been invaluable to me and to many others.
Yeah, I think that Flex Friday was kind of like one of the major reasons that I chose to come to Baxter. I think it's one of those really amazing things, especially if you're very self-motivated. And I did an internship at a veterinary clinic in my first year, and I think that the skills I learned from that internship are really amazing. But I also think that the process of applying for internships was very enlightening and educational to me. And I got the experience of making a resume and like writing cover letters and managing like not getting internships and not getting replies, but eventually finding an internship. And I am now interning at Winter Hill Farm in Freeport this year, which I'm also really enjoying. And I think that it's not an experience that I would have been able to have at another school.
Yeah, last year, I did a podcast with one of my friends, and it was just an experience. I got to learn how to like manage, I guess, a community, quote unquote, because we did have like 50 or so solid viewers each week, so that was cool. Um, and it was kind of like how to manage people, like what do people respond to the best, like we tried to upload a variety of stuff. And now this year I'm doing one of those like video collages where I do take a song, do record every part of it, and then put it all together and make a full song. And it's just something I wouldn't have been able to do by myself, really, because I wouldn't have thought about it.
Great, thank you. The next question is, are you involved in any activities at Baxter or outside of Baxter?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I was part of the school's robotics team. I also was on the general Portland area Frisbee team. And it's important to note that even though Baxter doesn't have a lot of its own sports beyond, for example, rock climbing and a ski club, you are perfectly able to seek out sports opportunities at other schools, and Baxter makes it very easy to do that. And then also, of course, I'm part of the Baxter Ambassadors, and we're the people bringing you this Q&A.
Yeah, so I'm also a Baxter ambassador, very much a surprise. And I also work with the Seeds of Peace group to help at Baxter and also other schools. And also, I volunteer a lot. I love volunteering, which is where I am right now. All these boxes, the food pantry, but it but Baxter allows me to do stuff like this and is very flexible to accommodate you in a sense that if you want to, like Elwen said, if you want to go do sports back your at your high school, like Baxter will help you with that. You know, if you want to do volunteering, do like groups in your community. It's Baxter is very flexible in that's and it's been very helpful and amazing that I've been able to do stuff like this.
Yeah, like Jacob, I also do a lot of volunteering. I volunteer at Midcoast Humane. I was actually able last year, before my internship started in the fall, I ran an event for Midcoast Humane, which was very exciting for me. And I had the flexibility before my internship started to go on Fridays and work in the Midcoast Humane offices on that. I'm also taking a college class right now that just started this semester. I don't know if that counts as an extracurricular activity, but it's a great opportunity to have at Baxter that I'm excited about. I also, with one of my friends, started a social injustice book club this year. So we are reading books that we feel kind of touch on relevant social issues and are discussing them. We've had some really great discussions. I've also been on the Baxter math team last year and for a little bit of this year, which is really great. I think really helped build a lot of my math skills, and you can get standards for it, Baxter. And it was just a really great way to meet people. I think that a lot of the clubs at Baxter are very helpful socially if you're, like worried about making friends.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm a Boy Scout, I'm almost an Eagle Scout, working on the Eagle Project. Um, through Baxter, I'm not really part of much at Baxter besides ambassadors and the principal's table, but I still do theater at Wyndham High School through Baxter, which I think is just an awesome um, thing that Baxter is quite unique about, because you can go to Baxter, but you can still have a way to contact your old friends. Like I'm also part of the Wyndham Chamber Singers, which, it lets me do what I wanted to do at Wyndham, but also go to Baxter like I wanted to. So it's a really interesting experience.
Is there anything else that you would share with any students that were interested in coming to Baxter, or anything else that you want to add?
I would say just there are so many amazing opportunities that are available through Baxter, and never be afraid to advocate for yourself. If you feel really passionate about an opportunity or a class or some activity, reach out, ask if you can do it, and really don't be afraid to challenge yourself and reach higher than you think people will expect you to go.
Yeah, kind of like what Ellen was saying, I think that Baxter is amazing for people who are self-motivated, like I think I am, and I've been able to take a lot of classes and I think just progress a lot academically in the last couple of years. But I also think that there's an amazing amount of support from staff and teachers. And I'm actually also, I forgot to mention earlier, I am a tutor for the Baxter Learning Commons. So it's a network of peers that you can book tutoring sessions with if you want peer help or feedback. So I think that there's just a lot of support within Baxter for people wanting to do things, but not quite knowing how.
Yeah, like going off of what has been said so far, had to think of the words for a second. But if you're even the slightest bit interested in Baxter, go ahead and sign up for the lottery, because Baxter, it's experiences you're never gonna forget and that you're always gonna remember. So if even the slightest bit of interest, totally sign up, because it's definitely, as a senior, have a lot of effect on my life and has helped me pursue what I want to pursue. And I think that's an experience everyone should be able to get.
I also think, like Jacob was saying, if you're at all unsure, just put your name into the lottery, because I think that is the kind of like best check, because you will either, I think, realize that you really want to get a space and you really want your name to be pulled, or that you're more indifferent about it. And I think that was like, I was very unsure going in. I just applied. I almost didn't put my name into the lottery. And once I did and I got a space, I was like, yeah, wow, I really want to do this.
Yeah, and like I said, like I was saying in the last question, there's so many ways that you can still keep in touch with your old friends, I guess, at your old school, because, you know, it's like I was having a hard time because I wanted to do chamber singers and go to Baxter at the same time, and I didn't want to have to choose. And fortunately, I was able to do both, and so that means I still get to see my old friends at least once a week. And, I still get to have those experiences with them, but I also get to go to Baxter, where I've met some of the best friends I've ever had in my life. I've met some of the kindest people, some of them, like, it's just been a surreal experience that I'm just so glad I was able to be a part of.
Yeah, adding on to that, it's true that it can feel isolating sometimes to be away from where your old friends are. But again, yes, there are all sorts of ways to stay in touch and stay doing the same activities as them. And you will meet so many people that you would not have otherwise. I would not have met the friends I have now if I'd not gone to Baxter, just because we live so far apart and we would never have encountered each other otherwise.
And also, I think that when we are in person, Portland is just like such a fun place to go to school. And coming from Freeport, there's just a lot less options of things to do like in town and around. And I think that I've had so much fun being able to have like friends from my sending school come and meet me in Portland for the afternoon. And I think it's a very unique dynamic around like lunchtimes and stuff like that from any other school, because we have open campus options when there isn't a pandemic.
I'll just add to, most people are nervous when they go to start Baxter, but it's important to remember that for the most part, everyone is coming from a different place. In this conversation alone, everyone is from a different town. And so if you are nervous that you won't know anybody, everyone is in the same boat. And so it's really, really easy to make friends because everyone is coming from different places and everyone is really welcoming and excited to meet everyone.
Yeah, I just want to quickly add on that because I just thought of something. Yeah, like during your first year at Baxter, everything can seem, weird. Like definitely you can feel nervous during that first year or first few months, but to know that everyone is in that same boat, that you are not alone, and the support from others is just incredible. Like it's a support group that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I had a really amazing experience. I was in my pre-calc class. I had like a question about grading because I got like we were graded on a 1 through 100 and it was going into the standards. And the three guys at my table like all had their laptops out and were explaining to me the entire grading system for the remaining like 20 minutes of class. So everyone was just so like helpful and welcoming. And I think that there's a really nice dynamic between the older and younger students.
Thank you everyone for coming to our question and answer session. We hope to see you next year.